This is exciting for me. Coleman Domingo's here on TCM. First time, right? On TCM?
First time. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. Two-time Oscar nominee, one of the best actors working today. Thanks for taking the time to be here.
Thanks. It was a pleasure. Thanks.
You've picked two movies here, 2 for 1, and immediately there's been a great deal of discussion ever since we confirmed your two movies, how they are related in your mind. And it may just be they're two films you like, but I am totally curious. We're going to start with Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window from 1954 and then move forward to Peter Bogdanovich's Paper Moon from 1973. In your mind, is there a connection between these two movies?
I think there is.
Tell me. Let's go.
Well, there's a connection. Well, one is they're two of my favorite films. And they're both done, I think, well, Rear Window, as a Hitchcock film, is actually one of Steven Spielberg's favorite films as well. And I just thought I'd throw that in there for whatever reason.
At TCM, you mentioned Steven Spielberg.
We just have to.
And there's no way we cut it. It's inconceivable. Yeah.
Great. So,
yeah.
But what I love about Rear Window is it's a classic noir film, but it's in color.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love how contained it is. There's something about it that the idea that it's psychological. I have my own theories about the film that maybe we'll get into, which are pretty wild, I think. But I think as I've talked about these theories to people, what the film actually is, people were like, "Wow, I see it now."
All right, so then maybe we should talk about it before the movie.
Sure, let's do it.
First of all, tell people what it's about.
Rear Window is about Jimmy Stewart sitting there with his leg broken. All he can do is look out the window in the West Village.
He's a photographer, and he can see into all the apartments across the court.
Exactly. So he's sort of a voyeur. But then he starts to get these clues, believing that this woman has been murdered. And then he starts to enlist some other people to help him out in a way because he can't do anything.
Can't move.
He can't move. And then his on and off girlfriend, played by Grace Kelly, she gets involved. And then there's Thelma Ritter, who's his caregiver of sorts, and becomes this whole thing. Suspense, it's sexy, thriller. Now, I have a theory that all those people are in his mind.
Oh my God.
This is my theory is because of the first shot of Grace Kelly, that fuzzy shot where she comes into his view and she's coming over and kisses him. It's such an interesting shot. Why would Hitchcock frame her this way?
Anything else bothering you?
Mm-hmm. Who are you?
She feels like something of his mind, like almost like he needed something else to help him get out there and help solve this mystery.
Like he's created it. Like I'm not stuck here. I have my girlfriend's Grace Kelly.
Even Thelma Ritter. That's a figment of his imagination.
Well, he's got to create people to talk to, right?
To talk to and actually go do the work for him.
And if he's creating Grace Kelly, he has to create someone to tell him that his opinions on Grace Kelly are crazy, right? He wants to argue with somebody about the
It's
event.
a creation of his mind, exactly.
That's very interesting.
It's entertaining himself.
Yeah, I don't know that I can go along with that, but you said,
and then the end
you called it wild.
I told
it
it's wild.
Is, yeah.
It's wild. It's wild.
All right, that's one. I like it. All right, so but you still, so what's the connection though? The two of your favorite films, to this and Paper Moon.
Well, what I love about here's a connection. It's a very contained world. First of all, it was, as we know, it was all done on Paramount lot, a back lot, and everything was there.
I mean, what's crazy is that it is a contained world, and the movie, it most overwhelmingly takes place in his small apartment, looking out. You see in, but you don't really see any action in those apartments. It's all seen from his apartment. But it was the biggest set ever built at Paramount. Still, it's incredibly contained. They built 31 apartments over there, 12 basically fully functioning. As Hitchcock said, we couldn't light it correctly if we had found a real building to use.
Right. I like the idea that I think it's connected because it's psychological. Maybe that's it. I feel like there's so much going on in the mind, and I feel like, that's really helping him drive forth, And then you have with Paper Moon, I think it's from 2 points of view. One, I think it's from young Tatum O'Neal's point of view, in many ways, because she's just suffering the loss of her mother, and she's got to experience this whole of the world throughout 1930s Kansas on her way to Missouri with her father, that she knows is her father from the jump, and he's just denying it.
You think she knows?
I think she knows immediately.
Right.
Because she questions. She said, we got the same jaw.
Same jaw.
The same jaw, Jedi. She's just like him. They're also male protagonists with a strong female support.
Yeah, extremely strong female support.
Exactly.
Right? Coleman, thank you very much. Great stuff. More to discuss after we see the movie. Here it is, from 1954, directed by Alfred Hitchcock, screenplay by John Michael Hayes, Jimmy Stewart, Grace Kelly, Thelma Ritter, Raymond Burr, Rear Window. Back from watching Rear Window, I think for the 10th or 11th time for many people, with two-time Academy Award nominee Coleman Domingo. Coleman, thanks for being here. Thanks for picking Rear Window.
Sure, it's my pleasure. Thank you.
So even at the end, him falling and breaking the other leg, you still imagine this, that it might be a dream?
Absolutely.
Come
I
on.
still believe it. I believe it's a dream. I've watched this movie so many times, and I really thought, I'm like, I think it's all psychological. I think he's having an out-of-body experience, and he's really making these characters live and to discover this thing.
So that would suggest even that maybe it's so much in his dream that maybe he did hang out the window himself, and maybe he fell, and people had to come help him, and he broke his other leg. I mean, who knows? It's entirely
exactly. See,
entirely
I'm getting you on board with this now.
Right, and then even still, he's still in his dream. He is sleeping at the end.
Absolutely.
Right, and
because he is sleeping at the end.
Right,
You know,
and
it's all a dream.
Right, and wasn't he sleeping at the beginning when
Yes,
she
he
comes
was.
in? Right,
Exactly.
So, and
So
then
I
he's
think
got
my theory
and
is
he's
coming
still
true.
and he's still dreaming like now it's over, but she's still there with me.
Absolutely.
You know.
I think I got.
I
got you.
I got you. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting, and I'll give you that. So, it is worth noting that Jimmy Stewart's character, L.B. Jeffries, is a photographer, and when you were going to quit acting, when you did quit acting, for a brief period of time, it was to return to being a full-time photographer.
Exactly.
Is that part of what draws you?
I guess it is. You know, I think sometimes, you know, a lot of times you don't even know what the links are or the connections are. But now that you said that, I guess I'm sure there's a deep connection in that way. And like someone who, I mean, I started when I was in college. I was a photojournalism major because I really just wanted to go to war-torn places and like document and really just like be a fly on the wall. Like anyone in high school knows me, I was pretty shy, but I always had a camera around my neck and I was on the school newspaper. So I guess maybe there is a deeper connection, which draws me to Rear Window that I didn't even know until now.
What do you, as an actor who's as good as you guys can be at your job, what do you see in Jimmy Stewart where you think, man, that's special, what that guy's doing?
I'll tell you, I think I've always aspired. Jimmy Stewart is my North Star as an actor. I think if I would ever want to hopefully compare myself to an actor, would be to Jimmy Stewart. I think he's someone who, in every single character that he plays, finds their humanity. He finds their complexity, he finds their sense of humor. You can't take your eyes off of him because there's something in his internal dialogue he's working out. It can be complicated, it can be 5 things at one time. And that's what I think is so dynamic about him. I think he's really one of the greatest actors that has ever been in cinema.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think there's, you know, Jimmy Stewart before the war was an excellent actor, but after the war, there's just this great depth to him.
After the war, everyone really...
Yeah, if you served, you were
served.
changed. Yeah.
You were changed.
Yeah, and he flew missions where his life was at risk, and he commanded younger airmen who died. That's a weight.
Yeah, so maybe the actors that I feel like are my North Star are the ones who give their soul to it.
Yeah.
You feel that there's a cost to it, too. They're in that scene, and you feel like they're giving everything they have, you know, and they're curious, and they're discovering in the moment, and so you feel it. You don't know it exactly, but you feel it.
Yeah. Coleman, thanks very much. Great stuff. Good news. We have another movie to discuss.
Great.
Coming up, the back half of Coleman Domingo's double feature from 1973, directed by Peter Bogdanovich, Ryan O'Neal, and Tatum O'Neal in Paper Moon.
Next on TCM, Paper Moon, then The Man I Love, and later, My Brilliant Career. TCM is programming classics like it's our job tonight.